gutinda magikigariura kundu gutiganite na muno makiria makigemaine na mawatho maria makiregerio na maria mangi magikigathiko ni mutongoria wa bururi makuhitana na kinguki gia COVID-19 no rutanagithie na mbere nyambe ngunegererie ndai itu ya muthenya wa umuthi na gwata ndai murori wa Kameme TV gwata ndai ringi na tugikwiraga thini wa gicunji giki ni tukunengagiriria ndai tugakiingira kirathi tugathie thoma tugikiri hamwe na taburukaga na ndeheraga hariari niki giki gitaburukaga na gitieheraga haria kiri thina mbere na gutwariria kurigo mwena wa Facebook ni Kameme TV Kenya, mwena wa Twitter ni @Kameme TV Kenya na kumwena wa ndumiriri nguhi ni 21188 rege tugithie na mbere gukiaranĩria thĩinĩ wa mohoro maitũ ma matũra-inĩ nĩ maingĩ mũno makiria tũkũmathĩire no kwa ihinda rĩrĩ niĩ ngetwo ngari wa Kamau twĩkĩre na wagaki wa Muthoni reke tũingĩre thĩinĩ wa mohoro maitũ. Mukana wa kafyu no guthie na mbere kwa ihinda rĩa thikũ ingĩ 60 kuongererwo gwa kafyu no kwanĩrĩrwo nĩ mũtongoria wa bũrũri Uhuru Kenyatta gũkũ akiuga kuma rĩrĩa kafyu yambĩrĩirie wĩkinaĩ na mĩtino ya barabara nĩ ĩcokete thĩ. Ona kũrĩ ũguo ene irabu marĩ na ũndũ wa gũkenerera amu thirikari nĩ yanĩrĩire irabu nĩ igacokereria wĩra kwambĩrĩria mũthenya wa rũciũ ona gũtuĩka gũtinanĩrwo mĩtaratara ĩrĩa ĩgathĩkĩtwo mbere ya marutĩte kana mbere ya mekoretwo makĩhingũra mĩrango yao kũrĩ arĩa marĩthiaga irabu-inĩ ici. Reke tũgĩkorwo tũkĩamũkĩra ndũmĩrĩri ya mũtongoria wa bũrũri akĩanĩrĩra mawatho macio.
The nationwide curfew enforced throughout the territory of the Republic of Kenya is extended for a further 60 days. 2, that the commencement time for the nationwide curfew is varied from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Therefore, effective tomorrow, Tuesday, the 29th of September 2020, the nationwide dusk to dawn curfew will run from 11 o'clock at night to 4 o'clock in the morning. 3, that the prohibition against the operation of bars and the prohibition against the sale of alcoholic drinks and beverages by ordinary restaurants and eateries shall stand vacated with effect from the 29th of September 2020. Unaweza kukunywa pombe, sawa. 4, that the closing time for all bars and restaurants and eateries shall be 10 p.m. every day with effect from the 29th of September 2020, and their operations shall be with strict adherence to the applicable guidelines and protocols issued by the Ministry of Health. 5, that in line with the recommendations of the Interfaith Council, the permitted maximum size of religious gatherings is increased to 1/3 of its normal sitting capacity, but with strict adherence to all applicable guidelines and protocols issued by the Ministry of Health. 6, that the permitted maximum number of persons attending funerals and weddings is reviewed upwards from 100 to 200, but with strict adherence to all applicable guidelines and protocols issued by the Ministry of Health. And indeed,
na riboti yo ndiragitaririo ni hindi iragithie na mbere gwithondeko ni mwandiki witu wa mohoro Muiruri wa Kangara ntukorwo twikurehera na njira ndikiru mamwe ma mawatho maria maikorwo makiongererwo na kuri ene irabu gwikorwo magikenera hwaini wa umuthi thutha wa mawira mao gukirikana ni makihingurwo kwambiriria muthenya wa ruciu. Tugithie na mbere ni ati arutwo magacokereria mathukuru-ini kungikinyaniria ati muturire wao kanira thirikari ikona ati miturire yao ndiri gwati-ini wa kunyitwo ni murimu wa COVID-19. One kuringana na mutongoria wa bũrũri Uhuru Kenyatta kirekereria ndumiriri ya uria bũrũri uhutĩtio ni murimu wa COVID-19 toria Wanjiru wa bũrũri aratũtarĩria.
And resume a sense of normalcy on education, our paramount consideration, both as a government, but also as parents, is the safety and well-being of our children. The lives of our children and their health is not a matter for debate. learning institutions, therefore, should only be reopened when we have and can sufficiently guarantee the safety of all our children. And here, I really would plead with Kenyans, let us not focus ourselves on when schools will reopen, but how shall these schools open in a manner that protects our children and protects their lives and their health. Tafadhali, tusiwe tunapigana juu ya mambo ambaye, let us think first about their health and well-being, and once we have established how, then together we will agree when. So therefore, the resumption of in-person learning must be predicated on strict adherence to the health protocols and guidelines as issued by the Ministry of Health. So therefore, I call upon the Cabinet Secretary for Education, once we have agreed on the how, he will thereafter immediately issue a calendar for the resumption of the 2020 academic year, if it is to be, or if it is going to be 2021. Hiyo ni kulingana na directives na vile tutakubaliana how.
Niguo maundu magitarie guoka ni kuhingurwo gwa thukuru na wakeigwira kuma kuri mutongoria wa bururi Uhuru Kenyatta gutikire na ihenya ria kuhingurwo gwa thukuru guku bururi na ikiuga no muhaka maundu maria mothe maikorwo magithingatithio niguo arutwo maikorwo makigitiritwo na njira igwete mathukuru-ini maikorwo magithingatithio mbere ya arutwo magicokete thukuru. Tugithie na mbere, uthuthuria wa ungumania uria wikuirwo ruhongeni rwa wendia wa ndawa KEMSA hari mbeca cia kuhitana na king'uki gia COVID-19 ni urekereire na aria makuruhanitio na ungumania wothe ni megutacukirio makinya ma kiwatho. Faria maumirira ma uthuthuria uyu neneanitwo kuri wabici ya mutongoria wa thitango cia muingi. Akirekereria riboti ino, munene wa watho Profesa Kihara Kariuki ni uritia Kenya manyite mbaru thirikari haro-ini ya kurwa na ungumania na andu aria manyitwo na mahitia ma gukorwo maugumitie kigina matigae kwihitha thiini wa kabira ciao.
We've made good progress. The investigations commenced on the 18th of June following the allegations of irregularities in the procurement. And principally the culprit, so to say, was KEMSA. The action taken with regard to those allegations of some 7.8 billion shillings. Firstly, the EACC approached it in a two-phase mode. That is to say, they looked at public officers who were alleged to have participated in those alleged losses. And the second phase will be to the suppliers, some 78 plus companies locally and elsewhere. As regards the first phase, some 52 persons of interest have been called in to write statements, and they have. And the documentation with regard to the payments has been secured and has been analyzed. And as we speak, a report has been tendered to the Director of Public Prosecutions with regard to those cases involving public officers. And the DPP is currently reviewing that material and will at some stage in the very near future decide on whether or not prosecutions will proceed.
Yeah.
Even as that is going on, the EACC has embarked and is progressing well on the second phase.
Okirikiri icio mureri wa Kameme TV twetekerie twambe tuhumukie ro hanini tuni turacoka na mohoro mangi maingi ndukae kwenyenyia mutambo uma muthenya ukiuma na maundu maingi tugicokereria no ikorwo ikimenya maria mangi tukuharirie thini wa mohoro maitu ma matura-ini ndukae guthie haraya.
Maya ni mohoro ma Kameme TV.
Timu 20 zitakongamana England zikiongozwa na Liverpool, miamba wa jiji la Manchester.